Good morning, friends. Good morning, students. In today's class, we will discuss the definition of carbohydrates along with its classification, right? So, I will start with the previous definition that is not 100% correct now. The previous definition is they are considered as hydrates of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and with formula CnH2nOn, right? Now, let's discuss a CH3 C double O H. I write down the formula of acetic acid, right? CH3C double OH, right? Now it contains carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but it is a acetic acid, right? So this definition becomes wrong, right? Moreover, one more point, CnH2nOn, right? So, for example, I write down the formula of ribose sugar, right? C5H10O5, right? And in case of deoxyribose, right? C5H10O4, right? Now this is deoxyribose and it is a carbohydrate, right? But it does not obey the formula CnH2nOn because we have 4 here, but it is a carbohydrate. So this definition becomes a bit not wrong and it is not 100% correct. Now I will start with the proper definition that is 100% correct. Now the proper definition here is they are carbohydrates, they are polyhydroxy, aldoses or ketosis or substances which produce them on hydrolysis, right? So first part is polyhydroxy. Poly means many, and when they have many hydroxy groups, they are known as polyhydroxy, right? For example, I have written down a glucose here. There are multiple hydroxy groups like this, right? So this that covers polyhydroxy, right? And the second part of the definition is they can be aldoses or ketosis, right? For example, we have glucose. It contains CHO group, that is our aldehyde group, right? And in case of ketose, we will have fructose, right? When it will contain keto group, right? So the second aspect is covered, and the third aspect is substances which produce them on hydrolysis, right? Now comes the case of disaccharides and polysaccharide, right? Let's discuss one disaccharide, that is we have with us sucrose, right? Right? Sucrose, when we'll add water to sucrose, it will be converted into two molecules, that is one is glucose and the second is fructose, right? So since it is a disaccharide on hydrolysis, it yields two monosaccharide, that is glucose and fructose. So the definition covers the third aspect, substances which produce them on hydrolysis, right? And the same is reliable to polysaccharides, right? In case of polysaccharides, we have multiple monosaccharides, right? So let's take the example of glycogen, right? It is a polymer of glucose, right? So when in glycogen we'll keep on adding water, we'll get molecules of glucose. So that covers the complete definition that carbohydrates are polyhydroxy, means they contain multiple hydroxy groups, right? Second part is aldoses or ketoses. They may contain aldehyde group or a keto group, aldehyde for glucose or keto for fructose, right? And the third part is substances which produce them on hydrolysis, right? This covers disaccharides and polysaccharides. Disaccharides, let's discuss sucrose. Sucrose, when we'll add water, it will get converted into glucose and fructose, right? So this is also covered disaccharides. And in case of polysaccharides, we have, let's discuss homopolysaccharide, that's glycogen, right? Glycogen is a polymer of glucose, right? So there are multiple glucose groups which attach themselves to form glycogen. So when we'll keep on adding water, and we'll get small glucose molecules. So this is the complete definition that covers all the three aspects of the carbohydrates. Now I will start with the classification of carbohydrates. In classification, they are broadly categorized into three main categories. They are, first is monosaccharides, right? And the second is oligosaccharides, right? And the third is polysaccharides, right? Now they can be differentiated on their name. Mono means single, right? They contain single carbohydrate molecule. Oligo means they contain few molecules, and poly means many. They contain many monosaccharides, so polysaccharide, right? Now, the monosaccharides are sweet to taste and they are soluble in water, right? And they are broadly categorized into two main categories. One are aldoses, right? And the second is ketosis, right? Oh, aldoses contain the aldehyde group, and ketoses contain the keto group, right? Example of aldose is glucose, example of ketose is fructose, right? And moreover, on the number of carbon atoms, they are categorized into trioses, tetroses, pentoses, hexoses, and heptoses, right? Trioses contain 3 carbon, tetroses contain 4 carbons, pentoses contain 5 carbon, hexoses contain 6 carbon, and heptoses contain 7 carbons, right? Now coming on to the next category, that is oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharides, oligo means few, they contain few monosaccharide units, right? They can be from 2 to 10 monosaccharide units, and they are further categorized into disaccharides, right? And examples of disaccharides are, first is sucrose, right? Then we have maltose, and we also have our lactose, that is our milk sugar, right? And further they can be also categorized as trisaccharides, and so on, right? Now coming on to the last category, that is polysaccharide. The polysaccharides are very large molecules, right? So they form colloids or crystals, colloids with water, right? And they are further categorized into two categories, that is homopolysaccharides, right? And second is heteropolysaccharides, right? Homo means same, they contain the same repeating units, like glycogen, it contains same repeating unit, that is glucose, right? And hetero means they contain different repeating units. For example, we have heteropolysaccharides like chondroitin sulfate, heparin, dermatosulfate, and so on, right? So that categorize our carbohydrates. For details of disaccharides and heteropolysaccharides and homopolysaccharide, do watch my videos on the channel, and for further videos please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you, god bless you, best wishes.